There has never been a greater time than now to invest in the Metro Detroit area, and there is no other investment firm better qualified than Platinum Real Estate Holdings. With 40 years experience and over 1,000 homes sold, let Platinum Real Estate Holdings assist you with the purchase of a city-certified home of the highest quality, turnkey properties, screen renters, yielding instant cash flow. Well, what are you waiting for? Call or visit us online today. Welcome to the weekly recap for the week of August 29th. In today's recap, we'll share the story of how more than 800 people have donated to save legendary poet Langston Hughes' house. And lastly, we'll discuss how Vancouver, Canada just hit foreign homebuyers with a massive tax. This week's recap begins now. Soon, poetry and music will fill the Harlem home of legendary poet Langston Hughes again. That's because over 800 people have donated to a nonprofit arts group that plans to turn Hughes' longtime home into our arts collective. Money and support flooded in after CNN Money reported and highlighted the effort to save the home from gentrification. The story went viral. Renee Watson, a Harlem resident and writer, leads the campaign to save the Hughes home. She says, thanks to the donations, our group will be able to sign a 3-year lease with the option to buy or renew. Hughes lived on 20 East 120th Street in East Harlem from 1948 until his death in 1967. It was an epicenter of the Harlem Renaissance, with jazz and poetry regularly heard by anyone passing by. Today, the home sits silent. No one lives there. The current owner told Watson she would hold off on putting the home up for sale and even sign a 3-year lease if Watson could raise $40,000 by September 1st to show the effort had momentum. That goal has now been met and exceeded. The quote, I too, unquote, arts collective, named after one of Hughes' most famous poems about African Americans, which ends with the line, I too am America, has now raised over $52,000. Watson's goal is to raise $150,000 this year. That would be enough for Watson and her all-volunteer team to rent the home for the full year, renovate it a bit, and open it to the community for readings, workshops, and other events. Ultimately, the, quote, I too, unquote, nonprofit hopes to be able to purchase the home. Housing prices in Harlem have shot up in recent years. Now real estate agents estimate that this home is easily worth over $3 million. The area is known as the last bastion of affordability on the island of Manhattan. It's just north of Central Park and accessible by several subway trains. The home is landmark protected, so the current owner or any future owners would have trouble simply tearing it down and putting in a modern condo. But for Watson and many donors to the project, the goal isn't just to keep the home from going to the highest bidder. No, sir. It's to revive the house as a cultural center. With donations pouring in, it will no longer be a, quote, dream deferred, unquote, like the first line in one of Hughes' poems. Next, foreign homebuyers, listen up. If you're not a Canadian, buying property in Vancouver will cost you. Foreign buyers purchasing property in the Canadian city of Vancouver will be hit with a 15% property transfer tax. Ouch! The swift implementation of the tax was in response to exploding home prices in the city and goes into effect 8 days after it was announced. It will also apply to buyers already in contract. Real estate in Vancouver has been hot lately. The home prices are up 23% from a year ago, according to the Terranet National Bank Composite House Price Index. Low inventory and strong demand has created a highly competitive market where it's common for sellers to get 10 offers or more. Adding to the demand is a flood of foreign buyers investing in the city. In a 5-week period earlier this summer, more than $676 million, that's $885 million Canadian, in foreign cash poured into Metro Vancouver, according to recent government data. During that time, 10% of all purchases were made by foreign buyers. The tax will apply to foreign buyers who are already in contract but not yet closed. That means their purchase is about to get 15% more expensive, even though they've already made the deal. The benchmark price for all residential properties in Metro Vancouver was over $700,000 in June. That's $917,000 Canadian. The new tax would add over $105,000 to the purchase price. The tax can also have consequences for home sellers. If a foreign buyer decides to back out of the now more expensive deal, the seller could be left in the lurch if they were shopping for another home or had plans for the money from the sale. The move has already given some foreign buyers pause. The housing crunch has been hitting middle-class house hunters particularly hard. It is difficult for even dual-income families to create enough to have a down payment to enter the marketplace, said Jason Soprovich, a luxury real estate agent in Vancouver. North Vancouver has traditionally been a middle-class area, but the demographic is changing, and young families can't afford to live close to downtown, said Dan Morrison, president of the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver. People are moving farther and farther out for affordability. The reasons for the 15% tax? Well, some government officials have said the tax aims to bring more accessibility and affordability for the middle-class residents. However, a lot of people believe this could be political posturing with an election coming in the fall. Well, that's this week's recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for listening and have a great day. This has been your weekly real estate investment news recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Please like or comment below this video to enter to win a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Real Estate Guide for Residential Real Estate Investments. You can also subscribe to our channel or go to our website to receive the latest in real estate news. Our website also affords you the opportunity to view our latest turnkey properties.